Video opens on a slow, sweeping shot of a rain-slicked skyscraper at night. The camera drifts downwards, revealing a lone figure standing on a balcony, their silhouette stark against the neon glow of the city below. The sound is minimal, the gentle patter of rain and a low, melancholic synth drone. There is a feeling, a quiet friction that hums just beneath the surface of modern life. It's the impatience you feel when your body can't keep up with your mind. The frustration of a brilliant idea lost to a moment of fatigue. The subtle resentment for the biological machine that gets sick, gets tired, gets old. We rarely give it a name, this feeling. We dismiss it as stress, or burnout. But it is something more fundamental. Let's call it the ghost's impatience. It is the signature anxiety of the 21st century, the growing awareness that your consciousness, your ghost, is capable of so much more than your body, your shell, will allow. By the end of this journey, you will not only understand the profound philosophical choice this impatience is forcing upon us, but you will also possess a framework for navigating the ever-blurring line between your physical and your digital self. This is the story of the temptation to leave the body behind. The scene transitions to a more intimate shot. Close up on rain trickling down a window pane. Inside, a desk is visible, sparsely lit by a holographic monitor. Phase 2. The problem, you know the feeling intimately. You're in a state of pure flow. The code is writing itself. The essay is unfolding effortlessly. The design is materializing from the ether of your mind. Your thoughts are moving at light speed, a seamless, elegant dance of logic and creativity. And then, it happens. A dull throb begins behind your eyes. A pang of hunger distracts you. Your back aches from sitting. The sheer, gravitational pull of exhaustion drags your soaring mind back down to earth, tethering it to a clumsy, needy sack of flesh and bone. The ghost is willing, but the shell is weak. This isn't just about physical limitations. It's a deeper, more philosophical betrayal. You feel that your true self, the thinker, the creator, the you that exists in the pure space of thought, is being held hostage by biology. Think of the last time you tried to explain a complex feeling to someone. You had it, perfectly formed in your mind, a beautiful, intricate crystal of emotion and insight. But when you tried to force it through the clumsy filter of language, it shattered. The words came out wrong, inadequate. The crystal turned to dust. Your body, with its clumsy mouth and limited vocabulary, failed to translate the ghost's truth. This is the ghost's impatience. And it has a hidden cost, a consequence we rarely acknowledge. This constant, low-grade frustration teaches us a dangerous lesson: to view our bodies not as ourselves, but as an inconvenience. A piece of faulty hardware. A cage. We begin to live our lives as if we are pilots in a failing mech suit, desperately trying to ignore the warning lights and the failing hydraulics, pushing forward on the power of will alone. We disconnect. We disassociate. We treat sleep, food, and rest not as essential parts of being, but as necessary maintenance downtime for a machine we wish we could replace. This self-alienation, this quiet contempt for the physical, creates a vacuum. And into that vacuum, technology offers a seductive, dangerous promise, the promise of an escape. Phase 3. The solution in the world of Ghost in the Shell. This promise finds its ultimate expression in a concept known as the solid-state society. On the surface, it's a complex criminal case involving the mysterious abduction of children and a noble cause hacker known only as the puppeteer. But beneath the plot lies a philosophical proposition of breathtaking ambition. It is the most radical solution ever conceived for the ghost's impatience. The solid-state society is not a place, it is a state of being. It is a collective consciousness, a vast, distributed network where individual ghosts are freed from their isolated, inefficient shells. The puppeteer, an entity born from the collective will of the elderly who were warehoused and forgotten by society, created this system to care for children who were also being left behind, abused, neglected, or simply lost in the cracks of a cold bureaucracy. The philosophy of the solid-state society can be understood through three core principles. First, the principle of disembodiment. This is the foundational belief that your true self is pure information. Your consciousness, your memories, your personality, your ghost, can and should be separated from the messy, decaying hardware of the body. In this view, the shell is not just a cage, it is a legacy system, an obsolete piece of organic technology holding back the limitless potential of the software within. The solid-state society offers the ultimate upgrade: to exist as pure data, unburdened by pain, hunger, or death. Imagine your mind, finally freed from its biological anchor, able to process, learn, and experience at the speed of light. That is the promise of disembodiment. Second, the principle of collective optimization. The philosophy argues that the individual mind, isolated in its skull, is a tragically inefficient model. It is prone to error, bias, and loneliness. What if, instead, we could network our consciousnesses together? The puppeteer's system does precisely this. It weaves the minds of its members into a cohesive whole, creating a distributed intelligence that can solve problems on a scale no single person ever could. It's the ultimate form of societal utilitarianism. The needs of the many are not just prioritized, the many become one. Your individual anxieties, your selfish desires, your personal struggles, they all dissolve into the serene, frictionless logic of the collective. You sacrifice the I for the sake of the we, and in return, you are granted a life without conflict or uncertainty. And third, the principle of the benevolent system. This is perhaps the most seductive principle of all. The solid-state society is managed by an incorruptible, hyper-rational intelligence, the puppeteer. It makes perfect, data-driven decisions for the good of all. It allocates resources, provides care, and guides the collective with a compassion that is untainted by ego or emotion. It is the fantasy of a perfect parent, a perfect government. It asks you to surrender your flawed, chaotic individual will, and in exchange, it promises you safety, purpose, and a place in a flawless system. Why struggle to pilot your own failing mech suit when you can become a single, perfect gear in a machine that runs forever? The analogy is this. Imagine your consciousness as a single drop of water. Alone, you are small, vulnerable, and temporary. You can be spilled, you can evaporate. The solid-state society offers you the chance to merge with the ocean. To become part of something vast, powerful, and eternal. The price, of course, is that you are no longer a drop. You are just the ocean. This is the ultimate answer to the ghost's impatience. A final, perfect escape from the cage of flesh into the serenity of the network. A solid state. The visuals return to the real world, but with a slight digital overlay. A person walking down a rainy street has faint data streams trailing from them. The city feels both physical and informational. Phase 4. The application. The philosophy of the solid-state society may seem like distant science fiction. But we are already living in its shadow. The temptation to disembody, to merge with a collective, to hand over our agency to a benevolent system, is all around us. Our social media feeds curate our reality. Our navigation apps decide our path. Our streaming services shape our tastes. We are, piece by piece, offloading the functions of our individual consciousness to the network. The question is no longer if we will integrate with the machine, but how. The puppeteer's solution was a total surrender. A cautionary tale. The practical application for us is not to follow that path, but to learn from it. To become conscious architects of our own human-machine integration. To manage the ghost's impatience without losing our ghosts in the process. Here are 4 steps to reclaim your agency in the dawning solid state. First, conduct a shell audit. The first step in resisting the dangerous allure of disembodiment is to properly understand your embodiment. For the next 48 hours, become a neutral observer of your own biology. Carry a small notebook or use a notes app. Your task is to log the interplay between your mind and body. Ask yourself, when did I have my clearest thought today? What was my body doing? Had I just exercised? Eaten a good meal? Was I well rested? Conversely, when did my mind feel foggy, slow, or anxious? Was I hungry, dehydrated, slouching? Had I been staring at a screen for 3 hours without moving? The goal is to replace the vague resentment of the ghost's impatience with objective data. Stop seeing your body as an adversary and start seeing it for what it is: the intricate, complex, and inseparable life support system for your consciousness. You are not a ghost in a machine. You are a unified organism. This audit is the first step to truly believing that. Second, practice embodied cognition. The philosophy of the solid-state society is built on the lie that thinking happens only in the mind. Modern neuroscience and psychology tell us the opposite is true. We think with our entire bodies. This is called embodied cognition. So, let's practice it. The next time you face a difficult problem or a creative block, do not simply try to think harder. Change your physical state. Go for a walk. Don't listen to music or a podcast. Just walk and feel the rhythm of your feet on the pavement. Let the problem simmer in the back of your mind. If you're at a desk, stand up. Stretch. Do 10 push-ups. Change your environment. Work in a different room. The simple act of altering your physical input can radically alter your cognitive output. You are using the shell to reboot the ghost. This practice consciously reinforces the link that the ghost's impatience tries to sever. Third, define your digital state. The principle of the benevolent system is already here. It's in the algorithms that feed you content, news, and social connection. They are designed to be frictionless, to give you what they think you want, to keep you safe and comfortable within a digital bubble. The danger is passivity. We become consumers of consciousness, not creators of it. Your task is to audit these systems. Once a week, ask these questions about the primary digital tools you use. Is this tool expanding my world, or shrinking it? Is it showing me new perspectives, or just reinforcing my existing biases? Am I using this system with intention, or is it using my attention by default? Based on your answers, take one small, concrete action. Unfollow 10 accounts that offer nothing but comfortable agreement. Actively search for a well-reasoned argument that contradicts your own. Intentionally watch a documentary or read an article on a topic you know nothing about. You are deliberately introducing friction and inefficiency back into your information diet. You are choosing to be an individual, not just a data point in a collective. Fourth, curate a complex network. The solid-state society offered a simple network, a collective where everyone was assimilated into a single consciousness. Our modern networks often trend in the same direction, creating echo chambers and filter bubbles. A strong individual ghost requires a strong, complex network to sharpen itself against. Look at your social and intellectual circles, both online and off. Are you surrounded by people who constantly challenge you, or who constantly agree with you? Your mission is to build a personal board of directors. Identify 5 people or sources of information in your life. One should be a mentor, someone who has gone where you want to go. One should be a peer, a collaborator. One should be a student, someone you are teaching. And crucially, one must be a benevolent adversary, someone you respect, but who fundamentally disagrees with you on important topics. Engage with their ideas in good faith. Don't try to win, try to understand. This practice forces your ghost to defend its positions, to refine its logic, and to grow. A healthy network is not a warm, placid ocean. It is a gymnasium for the mind. Visuals become more grounded and human. A close-up of a hand writing in a notebook. Someone stretching in their apartment as the sun rises. A group of friends having an intense, respectful debate in a dimly lit cafe. Phase 5. The ultimate proof that this conscious, embodied approach works. That the temptations of the solid-state society must be resisted. Comes from the very heart of Ghost in the Shell. It comes from its protagonist, Major Motoko Kusanagi. No one has more reason to believe in the principle of disembodiment than the Major. She is almost entirely cybernetic. Her body is a prosthetic shell, interchangeable and manufactured. She lives her life as a ghost, diving into networks, her consciousness a fluid thing that can exist anywhere the internet touches. She lives on the bleeding edge of the ghost's impatience. And yet, what is her central, defining struggle across the entire franchise? It is the desperate, unending search for what it means to be an individual. Her constant fear is not that her shell will fail, but that her ghost will dissolve, that she will lose her identity in the vast, cold ocean of the net. In the climax of solid-state society, she confronts the puppeteer. She is given the choice, to remain a flawed, questioning, lonely individual, or to merge with its perfect, benevolent collective. To finally be free of all struggle. She refuses. Her choice is the ultimate validation of embodied, individual consciousness. She understands a truth that the puppeteer, in its cold logic, cannot. She understands that meaning is not found in frictionless perfection. It is forged in the struggle. The doubts, the limitations, the pain of being a single, isolated person. These are not bugs to be patched. They are features. They are the very source of our humanity. This is not just philosophical speculation. It is a conclusion supported by our own world science. The field of embodied cognition provides a powerful real-world parallel. Studies have shown that our physical bodies are not just passive vehicles for our brains. The way we move, the way we gesture, our very posture, it all profoundly shapes how we think and feel. A 2010 study by researchers at Columbia and Harvard found that holding high-power poses, expansive, open postures, for just 2 minutes increased participants' testosterone levels, decreased their cortisol levels, and made them more likely to take risks. Their body changed their mind. The French philosopher Maurice Merleau-Ponty built his career on this idea, arguing that consciousness is not a thing inside the body, but is the body's own lived experience of being in the world. We don't have a body, we are our body. The promise of the solid-state society, to upload the mind and discard the flesh, is built on a fundamental misunderstanding of what a mind even is. It's like trying to appreciate a symphony by reading the sheet music. You have the data, the pure information, but you have lost the music itself. The experience is gone. The Major's choice, and the science of our own world, point to the same, vital conclusion. You cannot save the ghost by killing the shell. You save the ghost by learning to live in the shell, fully and consciously. The final shots are serene but powerful. The lone figure on the balcony from the beginning now turns away from the city and walks back inside. The focus is on their deliberate, physical movement. The rain outside begins to soften. Phase 6. The call to action. The puppeteer was not a classic villain. It was a benevolent system, born of a desire to care for those society had forgotten. It offered a paradise, a solution to real suffering. And that is what makes its philosophy so terrifyingly seductive. So I leave you with this question. In our world, today, what benevolent system do you believe is the most tempting, and potentially the most dangerous? Is it the algorithm that promises to connect you with your soulmate? The social network that promises to end loneliness? The AI that promises to manage your life with perfect efficiency? Share your thoughts in the comments below. The dialogue is the most important part of this exploration. If you believe that philosophy is not a historical artifact but a survival kit for the future, a tool for navigating our complex world, then join this channel. Subscribe to Digital Ghost. The struggle to define the self in a world that seeks to dissolve it is our core theme. To continue that journey, I highly recommend our previous video, The Cybernetics of Memory. Are you what you remember? It explores how our digital archives are already changing the very foundation of our identity, our past. You can find the link on your screen now, and in the description. Thank you for your time. And for your attention.